Hi everybody, I'm Terry Stiles. Welcome to Oxford News This Week. And in this week's news, there's more dispensaries on the way in the village, and the village police are pretty busy. All that and more, the Oxford News begins right now. It's been a little over a month since the View newspaper group bought the Oxford Leader newspaper. And while the transition appears seamless so far, no doubt we may be wondering what type of changes will come. Already the masthead has changed, and soon the paper will be delivered to each and every household in the community. According to publisher Wes Smith, the View newspaper group believes so strongly in the importance and power of a community newspaper that the company made the investment to increase circulation to all who wish to read it, rather than follow the traditional subscriber model. For those who can support the paper, management thanks you. And for those who have not previously subscribed, management is excited for the opportunity to bring news to the entire community, because studies show the safest, most informed, happiest, and healthiest communities are those with a strong local paper. And I couldn't agree more. Last week, the Oxford Chamber of Commerce welcomed Loom Dispensary to the Village of Oxford. As of the last Village of Oxford Planning Commission meeting, 2 more dispensaries were approved to do business in the industrial area of Gillespie Street. The first will require construction of a new building by Hazel Park-based Skymint. They plan to build a nearly 3,000 square foot building, retail, designed to service nearly 200 people a day, with 8 employees to cater to both inside and curbside pickup. AEY Capital will be the other dispensary approved for Jars Cannabis, with plans for a 7,000 square foot village retail building on Lakeville Road. Commissioner Jonathan Nold was the lone no vote. It's worth noting that the Oxford Middle School is located on Lakeville Road, and the high school is located on the same as Loom. According to Mike Solwald, chief of the Oxford Village Police, calls are up this year. April's numbers continued an upward trend for the department, according to Solwald, representing an almost 22% increase so far this year, totaling 3,301 calls, compared to April of 2021, 2,700 calls. The community garden at Seymour Lake is being groomed and ready for volunteers. Last week, a group of volunteers worked at the garden, planting beans and spreading a few bags of organic garden soil. Directing the group was Master Gardener Tammy Rabb, and she's from Davisburg. Volunteering at the community garden is a great way to get your Master's Gardener hours in, and your efforts benefit the Wednesday night free meals program at the Emmanuel Congregational Church in the Village of Oxford. In the coming months, there will be plenty of opportunity to plant seeds, water, weed, rake, and harvest. If interested, call Recreation Specialist Dawn Medici at 248-770-0139, or email her at dawnmedici, and that's MEDICI, at oxparkrec.org. So last week, Oxford Addison Youth Assistance honored 26 young people for the positive impact that they have on the lives of others and the difference they made in their school and the community. Held at the Laidler Pavilion in Seymour Lake Park, the recognition ceremony recognized teens of all walks of life celebrating their volunteerism and sacrifice. Congratulations to the young people and their mentors. Well done. A Memorial Day celebration of our service members who died protecting our country will be held Monday, May 30th at 10 a.m. beginning at Centennial Park in downtown Oxford, and will follow with a parade to Ridgelong Memorial Park. That's a cemetery. For more details, please contact the American Legion Post 108 or the Oxford Village Police. For the first time in 2 years, the Oxford Chamber of Commerce will be holding a Health and Business Expo on September 22nd, 2022. Sponsorship and vendor opportunity details will be coming soon. Please check the Chamber weekly newsletter and website for details as they become available. With that, don't go away. We will be back with Dave Kenny, Auto Talk, and Science in the News, and then I'll be back to close everything out after I do sports. Don't go away.
Welcome to Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from Automotive News. In our first story, Mercedes-Benz USA is recalling more than 290,000 U.S. vehicles for a defect that might reduce brake performance or cause brake failure, increasing the risk of a crash. The recall covers certain ML Class, GL Class, and R Class vehicles, including some diesel and hybrid electric models from the 2006 to 2012 model years. Mercedes-Benz has issued a stop drive notice for the affected vehicles. The German luxury automaker said the function of the brake booster on those vehicles might be affected by corrosion in the joint area of the housing because of moisture accumulation, according to a safety recall report submitted May 11th to NHTSA. After extended time in the field and in conjunction with significant water exposure, this corrosion might lead to a leakage of the brake booster. In this case, the brake force support might be reduced, including, that is to say, leading to an increase in the brake pedal forces required to decelerate the vehicle, the report said. In rare cases of severe corrosion, brake failure might occur. Continental Tire Americas in Fort Mill, South Carolina, makes the brake booster, according to the report. Mercedes-Benz told U.S. safety regulators that it has confirmed that there are no crashes, injuries, or deaths related to the defect. To fix the issue, dealers will inspect the brake booster housing for corrosion and might have those parts replaced as necessary. Dealers were notified on May 12th, and vehicle owners will be notified by May 27th. In our next story, Cadillac plans to launch a high-performance variant of the popular Escalade SUV this summer that starts at nearly $150,000. It will become the most expensive Cadillac, or about $46,000 more than the highest-priced 2022 Escalade trim, the Sport Platinum. The 2023 Escalade V, the first-ever Cadillac V-Series SUV, will be built in small volumes, Cadillac said. The SUV packs a supercharged, hand-built 6.2-liter V8 engine with a 10-speed automatic transmission, a combination that produces 682 horsepower and 653 pounds-feet of torque. The V-Series branding means that the full-size SUV will be capable of zipping from 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. But the Escalade V is meant for everyday use, not the track use for which the Cadillac V-Series Blackwing models are known. From a racetrack standpoint, I think most people understand that as a full-size SUV with a center of gravity that's so high, they're not really designed for true performance and true track experiences, said Dave Chavone of GM. General Motors' Super Cruise hands-free driver assist technology will be optional, priced at around $2,500, and Cadillac expects late availability because of tight global microchip supplies. Cadillac has prioritized Escalade output during the chip shortage, making it the brand's top-selling U.S. nameplate in 2021 and the first quarter. Cadillac is launching the Escalade V as it prepares to ramp up an electric vehicle portfolio. Cadillac began limited production of the Lyriq electric midsize crossover in March, and the brand plans to go all electric by 2030. Dealers will sell the Escalade V through traditional allocations. Cadillac will not open a reservation system for the SUV. The V-Series will also be available on the longer Escalade SEV or ESV. Cadillac has not released pricing for the Escalade ESV V-Series, but the traditional ESV starts at around $3,000 more than the normal Escalade. The traditional Escalade will receive minor updates, such as additional colors for the 2023 model year, Cervoni said. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and we'll be right back.
Do you love local sports? Whether it's Oxford High School or Parks and Rec, you can buy copies of each game. To purchase your copy, call us at 248-628-9658 or give us an email at manager@occtv.org or talk to us at the next game. Hopefully we'll see you there.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from New Scientist. Circular cities have more rain than square cities, and triangular cities have the least rain of all, a finding from a modeling study that could help urban planners tackle the effects of climate change. Deb Naogi at the University of Texas in Austin and his colleagues decided to investigate the link between the shape of an urban area and its rainfall after noticing that weather data from roughly circular cities such as Dallas and London often show more rain than triangular cities such as Chicago and Los Angeles, but it wasn't clear if this was due to their shape or other factors such as location. We see cities change their shape as they grow, so understanding if there is a feedback between city shape and storminess was a question that needed to be answered, says Naogi. To find out more, Naogi and his colleagues combined high-resolution simulations of air turbulence and a weather forecasting model to simulate rainfall for circular, square, and triangular cities with the same area at both generic coastal and inland locations. They found that circular cities receive 22% more rainfall than triangular cities, and that it is 78% more intense, while square cities saw 8% more than triangular ones. The differences were even more pronounced in coastal locations because the contrast between maritime and urban air tends to be even greater, which drives stronger convection. We typically get rainfall when two different air masses meet together, he says. A circular city allows air masses coming from all directions to converge at the center of the city, creating an intense mixing zone and leading to convection and rain. For other city shapes, such as triangles or squares, air masses entering around the corners will meet early and consume energy before they reach the city center, says team member Juanchan Yang at the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. Large areas of concrete and tarmac make cities particularly vulnerable to heavy rainfall and flooding, and the combination of increasing urbanization and global warming is expected to exacerbate the risk. Recognizing that the design of a city can impact rainfall and flood risk should help urban planners make cities more resilient to the impacts of climate change, says Naogi. Richard Allen at the University of Reading in the UK says the findings are plausible but thinks it is important that we don't lose sight of the bigger picture. Cutting greenhouse gas and particulate pollution emissions needs to be the greater priority for towns and cities, along with adapting to the increased severity of heat waves and flash flooding driven by warming of the climate, he says. Well, that's it for Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny.
Hi, I'm back. I'm Terry Stiles, and I'm with sports this week. Jamie's been sick, so we're going to bring him in next week, and then you get me again this week. The Oxford High School varsity baseball team dodged a sweep by the Lake Orion Dragons in late April, winning the last game in a three-part series at home. The first game ended in a 4-5 defeat, followed by a second game with Orion winning 12-2. Senior Brady Carpenter smacked both Wildcat runs in that game, matching, I think it's Vienna's 6 strikeouts. The Cats came back to win the later game with a 5-run third inning to win 6-5. Junior Logan Marshall scored 2 of the Cat runs, while senior Gavin Walters landed 8 strikeouts. In girls soccer, the Lady Cats are cleaning up, going 8-1-1 since season open at the beginning of April. Last week, the team scored 43 goals, while senior goalkeeper Brianna Barros and Jenna Hickey let through just 5 goals. Of 8 wins on the board, the team had 2 shutouts and a 1-1 tie against L'Anse Creuse North. Their one loss came against Birmingham Seaholm at 1-2, so it was a close game. Currently, the team is at the top of the Oakland Activities Association White Division list. Well done, girls. Athletes looking to play football are in luck as the Nike Football Skills Camp is committed to come to Oxford this summer. June 16th through the 18th, the camp will pair kids ages 8 to 18 with top-level instructors at the Oxford High School Wildcat Stadium. The group will help improve fundamental skills at the day camp, where the first half of the day is spent learning specific skills, while the second half is spent putting those skills to good work in a 7-on-7 tournament. NFL veteran and OHS coach Zach Line is the camp director, working alongside professionals and college football players Donovan Peoples-Jones of the Cleveland Browns and University of Michigan players Andre Anthony, Mike Steinrissel, and Eric All, and Junior Colson. If interested, go to www.usssports.com/football. And that's it for sports. That's actually it for Oxford News this week. If you'd like to learn more about these stories and others, you can go to the Charter Township of Oxford website. CJ puts a lot of stories on there. You can also go to the Oxford Leader at their website. You can go to Charter Channel 191, AT&T Channel 99, our Facebook page, our YouTube page. You can also download the Roku app, and we're also on Rumble. I want to thank Kyle Snage for getting us recorded this week, and Connie for getting us on the air. I'm Terry Stiles, and thanks for watching.